This is the underside of the GSA. It's got two position sensors. This one runs the clutch. This one runs one of the shift or select, I forget which one, for the shifting into the gears. These two sensors are identical, so troubleshooting idea is to take this one off and move it over here and swap them over. The reason for doing that is the little sensors, position sensors, have an arm on them that runs back and forth, and I've cut a couple of them apart. And looking inside, you can see the sweep where the little copper fingers run on the magnetic strip, and some of them have a real short stroke where it's just a few degrees where it works, lives its life. I'm not sure which one's a shorter stroke, if on the position sensor, if this one or this one has a shorter stroke. But the idea would be that if one of the sensors that uses a large portion of the sweep here has a bad spot in it, you could move it to another, swap it over, and if you're lucky, the new position may not use that portion of the sweep and it may work fine. So that would be a cheap fix. The next solution is you can cut them apart, and I've got another video showing how to cut these things open and scribble on the little resistive strip with a number 2 pencil. So to get these off, there's a little clip here you pull on and jiggle it. That's the clip I just pulled loose there. And then these are tight. It's the screws that hold it on. There's a T25 Torx tip, and I've got a little 1/4 inch ignition wrench that fits it pretty good. So you get that on the head and work that off. And this one is tighter. You'd have to take this bracket off, this screw and this bolt, this one, and take this connector loose. You can get this thing out of the way, and then you can reach up in here with a little T25, but it's super tight. This little tool is too long, so if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to take my Ziz wheel and cut it off, probably about there. Maybe cut some of this piece off to make a little tiny short tool to get up in there between the tip of the screw and the crankcase and swap the two over. When you put them in, you have to be careful that you get this arm in the right spot. You can kind of see up in the hole there where it has to engage. There's like a fork up in there. You have to get this tip of the sensor in the middle of the fork. If you get it off the end of the actuator, it'll miss and it won't work. It'll cause trouble. So you got to get it right. So you should be able to look. I think, as I recall, you can get it engaged in the right slot and then rotate the body around to line up the screws and get it in. I think this may be the trickier one, the clutch, to get lined up. I don't recall that one being as difficult, but it'd be good to look in the hole with a mirror and find out exactly where you're going before you get it up in there and get it positioned.